Welcome everybody to the Heart Coherence Collaborative. It's a true honor today to have Master Mantak Chia with us again. He is somebody that I have studied his material. I've learned so much from. I've shared his material with a lot of my friends. So thank you for being here with us. Leah's going to read your bio, and then we're going to dive into the interview.
Grandmaster Mantak Chia is
Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Grandmaster Mantak Chia is the creator of the Healing Tao, Tao Yoga, and the Universal Healing Tao System. The author of more than 60 books on Taoist practices, Mantak Chia has taught countless enthusiastic students, including Kyle, over the years. His books have been translated into more than 40 languages, which has made the Universal Healing Tao System global. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
So there's one quote that I really loved of yours, and it has to do with the inner smile. You said that in ancient China, the Taoists taught that a constant inner smile, a smile to oneself, ensured health, happiness, and longevity. Why? Smiling to yourself is like basking in love. You become your own best friend. Living with an inner smile is to live in harmony with yourself. That's you. You said that.
Hey, the West have many studies now. They say when you smile, you activate the whole face muscle, and that activates your brain. So they say when you smile, you increasing your brain activity. And when you are very sad, depressing, you put down the face, the brain get blocked. And that is why they said when you smile, you activate your brain and you increase your brain circulation and memory. That's why smile is very important. And when people, they smile every day, they can use their brain until very old.
Wow. So is the inner smile technique simply just a smile?
Yes, the inner smile, we divide them into, you always have to learn how to smile inwardly. Okay, so when you smile inwardly, you can realize that, oh my God, inside there is so big, okay? And actually, when you smile inside, it's a whole universe. Okay. But the Taoists, they say when you smile inside there, if you don't have one focus, your mind wandering around. So the first step in the Tao say when you smile, you touch the navel. So the navel is your center. So when you, because everybody have a navel, so it's very easy to find. It's a big hole there. So when you touch the navel and you focus the navel, that is the major focus point. Otherwise, our mind wandering around everywhere. But in the Tao said, below the navel, about 3 fingers, there are a Dantian. Dantian means an energy center. Okay? And this energy center can be cultivated. So they can be cultivating energy. That means we, in the Tao said, in the universe, there's so many energy here. Okay? But this energy, we cannot use it. We only can use them in oxygen. Okay, that's all. So you inhale, exhale. We don't breathe oxygen, we die. Yeah. But in the Tao said, out of this oxygen, they are universal energy. So this energy actually have everything. Okay, you have water, you have mineral, you have all kinds of things in the space. But we cannot use it. But in the Tao said, when you breathe them in, inhale, and you bring them down into the Dantian. Dantian means a cauldron. Okay, a cauldron, a cauldron means a place. Down. This cauldron here is a space that you can put, number one, water inside and the fire below, and we call alchemy. So that is the whole thing, is an alchemy practice. So in the West, you also have, but we always paint the witch doctor, a witchcraft, a witch doctor, okay? And they are bad, okay? And actually in the Taoism, witches is the Tao because they know alchemy. So they call, they know the alchemy, but in China, they don't persecute them. They don't persecuting them because the witch doctor, they know alchemy. They can make medicine. They can heal people. But in the olden time, no. You heal people, you are not right. Only God can heal people. But you heal people, you're wrong. And you are not good, okay? So that's why the witches being painted very bad. They're making all kind of potion, they're making all kind of thing, and they know how medicine, and they know they're very good Germancy, or we call feng shui. They always find the best place to do the alchemy. And in the olden time, they find out that, the witches, where the witches stay is the best place. And that's why they get rid of them and build a church there, okay? And build a center there. Yeah. So that is the whole, that means, but in the China, they don't persecuting the Tao because they're doing good. They do alchemy the same. That is the same alchemy. And when they do the alchemy, they can, but they use this alchemy to do helping people and to teach people how to turn inwardly. But it's very science also, very science. So when you turn inwardly and you started to smile to yourself, and so you are very, so when you turn inwardly, you have to know organs. So that is the whole key, okay? So they started, so we have 5 major organs which store the soul and spirit, okay? And the 5 major organs, so we have the heart, 1 organ, and the spleen, 2nd organs. And so we got heart fire. When you burn, it turns to ashes, it turns to spleen, earth. Spleen, earth, you dig down, you find metal, lungs. Metal, like a mountain have a lot of metal, attract rain. And there is kidney, river. Okay, kidney. Kidney attract rain, and when rain, you put water on the tree grow. The tree grow. ให้เขาเข้ามาสิ Okay, so the liver attract rain. So you can have all these 5 major organs, and when you have these 5 major organs coming in to your body, now, and you understand that each organ also have soul and spirit, and they have very special function. So that's why 5 major organs, if you take care of it, that means every organ is, every other part also important. But these 5 major organs store soul and spirit and have their own brain. Every organ have their own brain. They make different decisions, like the heart, love, joy, happiness. Okay? And it's radiant. Radiance. That is only 1 organ can do. The earth is trust. Fair and trust. So in the Tao said, not try to be good person, but try to have a balanced person. Very important. If everybody say, I want to be the righteous man, righteous woman, in the Tao said, no, don't do that. You cannot last long anyhow, okay? Okay, a good person cannot last really long. You're in the middle, okay, in the middle. So you always find a balance, negative and positive in a balance. Balancing, walking in the middle way is easier than try to be very good or very bad. Okay, so it's too extreme in the Tao said not good. In the middle, sometimes you can get angry. I don't like this guy. No, sometimes, you have extreme thinking, I want to get rid of this guy. That is, when we say, I want to get rid of it. If you have power, you can really get rid of it, right? Yeah. So that's why in the Tao, in the middle way is the most important part.
Thank you.
I would love to hear. We are the Heart Coherence Collaborative, so we love everything that has to do with the heart. So I'd love to hear if you have any techniques about healing the heart.
In the Taoism, we say that heart is fire. Heart is fire. And when you burn and burn, you love and you love and you love and you love. One day, the heart fire finish, no more. So you have to think about what support the heart fire. It's liver. Liver is 3. So liver have to support the heart fire. Okay? So the Tao always talk about, hey, you work as a team because you have 5 major organs, 5 major spirit. It's not only the heart is number one, and the heart can do anything. No. In the Tao said no. Without the liver supporting the wood to the heart fire one day going to finish. Okay? When people, I love you, I love you, I love the whole world, they say, how big your heart going to be? How big you can? No. In the Tao said, if you have enough good love, joy, happiness in your heart, all you have to do is radiate out into your family, your relative, your neighbor. That's it. That is enough for you. And everybody doing that, I love my family, I love my neighbor, and I love the people in my community. It is a lot that a person can do, but one, expand. But it's a one job at a time. A work of every people started to learn how to love themselves and love their family and love their neighbor. Now, this world will have more peace and more going on if people started to mind their own business, mind their own family, mind their own neighbor. Now, the world will be happy. But if people don't love themselves, no way. So what the Tao believe that way. Okay.
Beautiful. I would love to hear you talk a little bit about emotions. Sometimes it can be hard to control our emotions. Where do emotions come from? Do those come from our parents? And how do we control them?
In the Taoism, we said every organs have a brain. Definitely, we download all the past. So our ancestors, they can have some kind of memory on us. And we can, sometimes people access it. Okay, but sometimes normal people cannot access it. Okay, so that's why if you access the past memory and all the problem of our ancestor, you get crazy. You get to that level, you don't know what to do. Because every generation, like many people, access the past and all they see is killing. In the olden time is war. If I conquer another village and I can rob everything. Okay, and that is how all the olden time is. There are no community big like this to say no, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. In the olden time, you have army, you have enough power. You just go and take the other village, kill them all, and just take the money and the woman. That's it. That's how in the olden time, their mind is like that. Until when we started to understand, hey, we have to live together. And we cannot always make war, And that means we still have war every day, And human is when you have 2 people, you're already fighting. You don't talk about a group of big people, People always want to have their own opinion, and when they have no way to express, they want to fight.
So do you think it's...
So the Tao said, love yourself first, and you can make your community, your family, your neighbor, your community good. That is all the job you come here for. That's all. If you think I want to make everybody, the whole world peace, in the Tao said, there's no way. Because we are negative and positive. But we can maintain, everybody do their own little circle, maintain peace. You know, peace is what? Negative and positive balance, we have peace. When negative too high and positive too low, no. When positive too high, also cannot do that. So make negative positive in maintaining. And maintaining is that sometimes you have some small war. That's what they are. That's it. Fighting, that's it. Quarrel, fighting, it's normal human. You put 2 dogs, 3 dogs together, they fight. Yeah. They very hard to live together unless they grow up together and live together, you know. You know.
Are there any other techniques you have for loving yourself? You said it's important in the Tao practice to love yourself. I'm wondering if you have...
So that I guide you to a whole simple inner smile and creating cycle. Creating cycle means you have to smiling to yourself. And making all, because in the Tao said, if you don't do anything, every people have conflict themselves. So you are self-conflict by itself. So in the Tao said, the fire will melt the metal. That means that when the heart too strong, the fire too strong, it melt the lung. Okay. When the lung too strong, it cut the tree. So lung, metal, cutting the liver. Tree. Liver is tree. And tree, if you have too much, it collusion the earth, and there is spleen. And the spleen, when you dig down, you find metal lung. So it goes back and forth like that. But when you put them in a fighting cycle, that means people don't do anything, they conflict themselves first. And then why we have so many conflict? Okay? Why we have so many conflict? Because we are conflict. Every person have their own conflict. Okay. So in the Tao said, the first step, dissolve the conflict yourself. How? So we call inner smile, very simple. Inner smile is follow a creating cycle. So that means when you feel love, joy, happiness, you radiate out love, joy, happiness. When the fire burn, finish, it turns to earth, ashes. And that is earth, spleen. When you dig down the earth, you find metal, lungs. Metal is lung. Metal, mountain range have a lot of mineral and metal, attract rain. So metal attract rain and it creating water, kidney. And kidney, when you have water, you put water on the tree grow. Okay. Now, when you have enough tree, you put 3 branches into the heart, now back to the cycle again. So the wood have more branches and you put into the fire, fire burning, and now you start another cycle. But if you have one organ break down, break one organ, now the creating cycle stop, the conflict cycle coming in. Okay, so they said the fire melt the lung. The lung metal cut the tree, liver. The liver collusion the earth. Okay, the earth block the water, kidney. Now it's go back into the conflict cycle. And people, we born with conflict. That means we born with it. Okay, and that's why we have. When I'm in California, you go to the health food store, and when we talk to people, there's so many psychology. And I said, I don't see much any patient. We have more psychology than so many psychology now in everywhere, you know. Because why? The people are so helpless themselves, and everybody born with self-conflict. And when there's too much conflict, they need somebody to talk to. And, you know, every people, when they go to psychology, they dump all the conflict and the emotional to the psychology. And who's going to consult the psychology? I don't know. They take so many emotional from other people. Yeah. So sometimes psychology, they get crazy themselves.
Yes. Is there a way to bring positive emotions into all of those major organs?
Yes. So that's why I guide you to the inner smile practice. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a simple practice we call creating a cycle. Hold your hand near your heart. So heart, when you smile into your heart, positive energy is love, joy, happy, appreciation. So, but the opposite emotional we call hatred, impatience, hastiness. You have no way to get rid of the hatred, impatience, hastiness, but you can balancing them by growing more love, joy, happiness, and try to balancing with the hatred, impatience, hastiness. So don't wasting time, get rid of the hatred. So spend some time in because love, joy, happiness is always there. Hatred is always there. Sometimes hatred, impatience is a little bit more. That's all. And you bring more love, more joy, happiness to bring them balance because it's a little bit off. So it's very easy to bring more love, more joy, more happiness to balancing with the hatred, impatience. And always tell them, always talk to yourself. I want love, joy, happy, and hatred, impatience come to balance. That's all. We always have that. When you listen to the news and you're so angry with that guy, angry with the news. Okay, sometimes people are so angry, they get a bottle and then break the whole TV, because they're so angry, they don't know what to do with it. So that means we have emotional. But how we find a balance, that is the key. So the Tao said, we are not very extreme on the other way. There's very little people like that. But we are always a little bit more to the negative or a little bit more to the positive. So negative and positive find balance. How? That's all. You feel love, joy, happiness, and in balancing with hatred, impatience. That is always negative, positive. So heart is the physical heart. And inside the heart, they are have emotion of love, joy, happy, and hate, impatience, hastiness. So you find a balancing of love, joy, happy, hatred, impatience. A balance. To keep balance rather than get rid of the hatred, impatience. We have no way to get rid of the devil or Satan. I don't know. We build them up. That we build them up, and how we're going to be destroy them. I don't know. We cannot do it. If you want to destroy the devil, that means you cut off half of yourself. Now you can get rid of the devil, but we cannot do that. Okay, we have half devil, half God. So how you do? Make God and devil live together. That's all. It's easier. So you balancing yourself. Now when you have love, joy, happy, balancing with the hatred, impatience. Now the next thing, heart fire turn to ashes, spleen on your left hand side, under the ribcage, spleen. Spleen is center, earth, yellow. And when you have good energy in the spleen, they have trust. Okay, fair and trust. But when you have unbalancing spleen, we have untrust. You cannot trust anybody. So some people say, I cannot trust anybody at all. It's very painful in this life. You cannot trust anybody. So in the Tao, at least you can trust yourself. Okay, creating the spleen and creating the trust. When you trust yourself and trust your family and trust your loved one, that is the major part first. and you gradually can trust your neighbor. That's all. So spleen, trust. I'm balancing with untrust, yellow color. And you feel trusting energy. And the heart is always giving love, joy, happiness to help every organs. The heart is the major part. Because the heart is the only organs can shining and radiance, the only one organ. So when you go into the spleen and the shining radiant our love activate the trust. When you dig into the earth, you find metal, lung. And the lungs is white light, and the positive emotional is righteous. And the negative emotional is sad and depressed. So when you have courage, you have righteous, it balancing with the sad and depression. Okay, so that is negative, positive, fire balance. Metal attract rain, kidney. So you rub the hand warm, cover the back here on the kidney. So kidney, we say water element, soft, gentle, calm, and peace. But when, and the negative emotional of the kidney, we say fear, phobia, and trauma, cold. When we have fear, it squeezes all the life force out of the body. And we feel cold. Because kidney, no energy, we feel cold and fear. So when we restoring soft, gentle, calm, and peace to counter balancing with the fear and phobia. But you have to remember that you cannot get rid of the fear. Fear is always with us. But it's a big business. If you advertise something and you put some fear on it, and everybody's going to buy it. Okay, so that's why all the advertising, all these things, and many from the history until now, fear can control people. When you make people fear, you can control them because under the fear. So that's why kidney is always drained out by so many fear. And a lot of advertising, they always use fear as a tool to sell things, you know. So kidney, water, fear, or soft and gentle. So water creating tree, liver. So liver, green color, and kindness and generosity. And the negative part of the liver is angry, jealousy, envy. So you find a balance. Soft, gentle, calm, and peace. Will be try to balancing angry, jealous, envy, frustration. So you find a middle. So you know every organs have negative and positive emotional, and you find a balance, and you can control your emotional easier. So that's why the inner smile is very important, smiling into the liver. So finally we finish the cycle. Liver, wood elements support fire and make the fire burn. Loving fire, compassion fire, and that is back to the heart. So that is because creating cycle. Make sure all the organs work in a team and they're creating together energy. And you find a balance, otherwise, when you're not balanced, a lot of trouble.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. I would love for you just to talk a little bit about yourself and your studies in regards to like men's sexuality, because there's a lot of my friends that would love to just, I think, would gain a lot of benefit from studying under you. So if you could just talk about that in regards to the Tao and what they kind of, an overview for my friends.
I mean, I'm lucky that when I was young, I met my master. when I study in Hong Kong, and we eating in a restaurant and we talk about energy, Qigong, Qi, and so we have 7 people sitting there eating and talking about Qi because they have a Kung Fu novel. Okay, that is so big, it's Kung Fu novel, and it's telling all kind of Tao master and all kind of specialty and all kind of special ability and all these things. And they said they don't believe it. And the next table, a man sitting there. And after that, he coming in, he said, you know, if you want to feel Qi and experience Qi, I can take you to my master. He can show you. So we have 7 people there. And we make appointment tomorrow, 10 o'clock we come. And by the time when tomorrow, 10 o'clock, nobody come. It's only me. And we're sitting there with, we call him my senior classmate. He studied before me. So we're sitting there until 9 o'clock, wait until 10, nobody come. So we wait for a while. He said, nobody come. I said, I don't know. He said, my master don't like people miss appointment. So I said, okay, we go. So we go. Yeah. So I go with the master. The master look at me. You like to feel energy? I said, yes. He said, it seemed like quite mysterious to me because I don't know what is energy inside me. Okay. So he used a finger pointed on me on the navel and tell me to focus on the navel. But in that night, I haven't go to sleep. I sitting there, and I feel energy started to move. And he said, if you feel energy move and your tongue vibration, you come to see me. So I haven't slept for the whole night, and the energy, I just sitting there, energy move, and I cannot go to sleep because energy keep on moving. And I said, this is real. I don't know, this is real. So the next day I go to see him. He said, that's quick. That's quick. I don't expect you to get it overnight. And I said, I don't know. So he looked at me and he said, Because my senior classmate, he have a heart, have a hole. In that time, 50, 60 years ago, no heart surgery very well, don't have it. But if we have it, it's still a lot of money because he have a hole in there. So when he do anything, he fainted. So one day he fainted on the way going to go to the mountain, and my master passed by and saved him. So saved him, and he started to pass him the practice. But because heart have a hole, cannot do much practice. So when I had chance to see him, he looked at me. He said, where the other people? I said, I don't know. He said, so I only me there. He said, okay. So when he passed me how to practice and give me some energy in the navel, my energy started to move. And after that, I said, this is real. I don't believe it. So when he finished the microcosmic, he teach me the point and all these things. And after that, he passed me the fusion. Fusion 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 fusion. And that is all the major organ practice. And that's a lot of practice, I tell you. 5 major organs, but you have the creating cycle, you have counteract cycle, pair by pair. So there's a lot of, so water and fire is one pair. That is the killing each other. But because you have a cauldron, you have a pot. In the olden time when we don't know, we only say, the fire. So the people, we go to many, many 100,000 years just to keeping the fire. We don't know how to start the fire. When the volcano explosion, we have fire and barbecue so many animals, okay? And we look at the fire. Oh, the fire make me warm. And when they learn how to take the fire into the cave, it make them, animals don't come in and keep them warm and we survive. So the fire beginning with us. And if many, many 100,000 years, and we started to discover that I can separate the water and fire. Because the water put on fire is finished. But you need a something. You need a stove and a pot. Nowadays, it's very simple. Huh? Before that, they take 100,000 and 100,000 years to discover how to do with it. Okay, so we discovered that, if I can separate the fire below and have a pot on the top, I can do something with it. And that's how the culture and revolution changed. When we learn how to cook food, we can survive. I mean, nowadays, we have more people say, hey, eat raw. Yes, in those time, in the olden time, if everybody tried to eat raw, we'll not survive. Not many people left. But now we know that, hey, how to eat raw. Why? Because we know how to do it right. Okay, we know how to, raw, make sure that it's no bacteria, no germ, no anything into it. We can know now, but before that, they don't know. And that's why the fire and water save our culture. And the steam process started to come in, we call Qi. So that's how the water and fire. And that is how the whole theory. So it's a whole practice. Okay? And after 50 years of practice, I still do practice. I still learning more because there's so much practice inside there.
Thank you. Yeah, so we would love to know how our followers can support you. What are some of the offerings you have available today that our audience can get in touch with?
Yeah, that means we have instructors all around the world. So there's about 3,000 or 4,000 instructors all around the world. In US, we have a lot. So if they type mantakchia.com and say instructor list, I think a lot of states in the US, they have instructor there. And they have instructor association, and the book is available, the video available. And my teaching here now, like I just finished teaching with sheep. And they're also, we're teaching level by level with the sheep network. And so in US, actually, I started there. So that's why there's so many instructors, Universal Healing Taoist Association, and the foundation also like that. So people can support because it's a foundation and a non-profit foundation. So that's why but that means it's active. But now I am more built up the European. So European is very active now. It's more, that means I built up, before I came back here, that is 30 years. I'm back to the Thailand and Tao Garden here 30 years. I built up the US and they grow. And books selling, video selling. So 60 books. After 30 years, the Samuel Weiser, the Inner Tradition publisher. So I think that in the beginning, I said, if you want to take my book, you have to take all. I said, how many books you have? I said, 60 books. I said, so where is it? I said, I plan to write 60 books. So are you going to take them all? If you take them all, I give you. Because I met Samuel Weiser. There's an Inner Tradition. Okay. So he said, okay, I will take all your book. So Inner Tradition said, I will take all your books. So it's not easy because we never promised anybody to take all the 60 books, So Inner Tradition willing to take it, and I fulfill it, I finish it. So I finished the books, yeah. And explaining all the Tao practice.
Is that the purpose of the nonprofit, is to teach the Tao practice?
Yes. The nonprofit is teaching, supporting the practice, and make sure the foundation is there. So we have the US non-profit foundation, and in Europe we also have the non-profit foundation. In the Europe part, I'm not concerned that now because they're fund, they're big fund, they're 3-4 million euro fund. Because one lady in the Switzerland, they live between Switzerland and Germany. The lake Lucerne there, the lake between the lake, and I'm running workshop there, and she very sick. And she had money, but all her family, nobody take care of her. She's alone. She's not married, just alone, no children, nothing. So she alone, but she had money, and and nobody visiting her and everything. And she come to the workshop. And after that, one session, when I transmit energy to her, she opened and she get well. And after that, she said, "This is real." So when she want to pass away, she keep all the inheritance, okay, her money and the condominium in between the Switzerland and Germany. Also give it to me, and actually I put it in the foundation. So that one is a lot of money. So the foundation committee, we got C9, Council of 9, decided we don't sell. So every month, the rent is a 10,000 euro. So that is supporting the association. So that money is still all the time doing that. We don't sell it. So that's how their foundation there. And people also support and helping so that the European foundation is very secure. And as long as they keep the condominium, they have money always supporting the foundation. Yeah.
Beautiful. Last question. If there's anyone out there that's struggling right now, what advice would you give to them?
Struggling?
Yeah, just not doing too well. If there's anyone out there that's mentally not doing well and they need some advice.
They can always go into a very simple YouTube, free. MantakChia.com, and learn a simple inner smile, simple securing sound, and simple opening microcosmic, all free. It's a real teaching we put up free there. And that means we have a big people follow. So that is, they just sent me yesterday what they call rope, ROB rope. They said, I'm reaching 4.5 million followers in the YouTube part. Yeah. Only YouTube, not talk about, actually we are very active in Instagram and all these other part also. Yeah. That means I have enough money, so we will not charge anything. Okay. So information is a lot. People going in there and go to mantakchia.com. All the practice, the video is in there, and they can learn whatever they want.
And you're always uploading new techniques too. I've seen
yes.
That. I'm a follower. Yeah.
Right. So when we have new thing, we put it up, and now it's quite big. So they just now they limit a little bit. So we just take out all the some old thing take out. But we leave a lot of some very, very olden time, 30, 40 years ago. Just a few of the olden one. It look funny, the olden time. Me look funny also, okay, at that time, and too young, that time. And now, yeah. So that is so the knowledge is available if they go to the mantakchia.com or go to the YouTube, the same. Instagram and yeah.
Thank you so much for coming back with us, and we hope you come again.
Yeah,
we love you.
Master Chia.
You too, thank you.